Hello, and welcome to today's episode about protecting your brain naturally after age 65. I'm your host, and today we're going to explore 7 incredible superfoods that can help keep your mind sharp and potentially reduce your risk of dementia. What if I told you that some of the most powerful brain-protecting foods are probably already sitting in your kitchen right now? What if the secret to maintaining cognitive health wasn't found in expensive supplements or complicated treatments, but in delicious, everyday foods that you can find at any grocery store? Today, we're going to dive deep into 7 scientifically proven superfoods that can boost your brain power naturally. These aren't exotic ingredients or expensive supplements. These are foods that have been studied extensively by researchers around the world, and the results are truly remarkable. Before we begin, I want to share something important. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world develops dementia. In the United States alone, over 6 million people are currently living with Alzheimer's disease. But here's the hopeful news that researchers have discovered. Up to 40% of dementia cases could potentially be prevented or delayed through lifestyle changes, with diet being one of the most powerful tools we have. Your brain is incredibly complex and precious. It's been with you through every moment of your life, storing your memories, processing your thoughts, and helping you navigate the world. As we age, it's natural for some changes to occur in our brains, but that doesn't mean we're powerless to protect our cognitive health. The 7 superfoods we're discussing today work in remarkable ways. They provide antioxidants that fight harmful free radicals. They deliver anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce brain inflammation. They supply healthy fats that support brain structure and communication between neurons. And they contain specific vitamins and minerals that fuel brain energy and repair. Let's start with what I consider to be nature's perfect brain food: blueberries. These small, vibrant berries are absolutely packed with compounds that can transform your cognitive health. Blueberries contain powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them their beautiful blue color. But these anthocyanins do something remarkable that many other nutrients cannot do. They can cross what scientists call the blood-brain barrier. This barrier normally protects your brain from potentially harmful substances, but it also prevents many beneficial compounds from entering. Anthocyanins, however, can pass through this barrier and get directly to your brain tissue, where they begin their protective work. Once these anthocyanins reach your brain, they start neutralizing harmful free radicals that can damage brain cells. They also improve communication between neurons, which is essential for memory formation and recall. Additionally, they increase blood flow to areas of the brain responsible for learning and memory. The research on blueberries is truly impressive. Scientists at the University of Cincinnati conducted a study with older adults who had mild memory complaints. Half of the participants ate blueberries daily for 12 weeks, while the other half did not. The results were remarkable. The blueberry group showed significant improvements in memory tests, and brain scans revealed increased activity in memory-related brain regions. Another groundbreaking study followed over 16,000 women for 20 years. The researchers found that women who ate the most blueberries experienced memory decline equivalent to being 2.5 years younger than those who ate the fewest blueberries. Think about that for a moment. Simply eating blueberries regularly gave these women the cognitive function of someone 2.5 years younger. So how can you incorporate blueberries into your daily routine? The optimal amount appears to be about half a cup to 1 cup, 4 to 5 times per week. You can add them to your morning oatmeal or yogurt. You can blend them into smoothies. You can eat them as a simple snack. If fresh blueberries are expensive or not available, frozen blueberries are just as nutritious and often more affordable. Here's a practical tip. Buy frozen blueberries in bulk. They last for months in your freezer and can be added to smoothies, heated and stirred into oatmeal, or thawed and eaten fresh. The freezing process actually breaks down the cell walls slightly, which can make some of the beneficial compounds more available to your body. Our second superfood comes from the ocean. Fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies are absolutely incredible for brain health, and the science behind why they're so beneficial is fascinating. Your brain is approximately 60% fat, and about 20% of that fat should ideally be omega-3 fatty acids. These omega-3s are essential for brain health, but here's the crucial point. Your body cannot manufacture omega-3 fatty acids on its own. You must obtain them from the food you eat. There are three main types of omega-3 fatty acids. The first is called DHA, which stands for docosahexaenoic acid. DHA makes up a significant portion of your brain cell membranes and is crucial for brain function. The second type is EPA, or eicosapentaenoic acid, which helps reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your brain. The third type, ALA, is found in plant sources but is not as efficiently used by your body as DHA and EPA. Fatty fish are rich in both DHA and EPA, making them incredibly valuable for brain health. When you eat these fish regularly, you're providing your brain with the raw materials it needs to maintain healthy cell membranes, reduce inflammation, and support optimal communication between brain cells. The research on fatty fish and brain health is extensive and convincing. One study followed over 800 people and found that eating fish just once per week reduced the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 60%. Another study using advanced brain imaging technology showed that people who ate fish regularly had larger brain volumes in areas responsible for memory and learning. The famous Framingham Heart Study, which has been following participants for decades, found that people with the highest blood levels of omega-3 fatty acids had brain volumes equivalent to being 1 to 2 years younger than those with lower levels. Let me introduce you to the top brain-boosting fish. Salmon is probably the most popular and has a mild flavor that most people enjoy. It's high in DHA and can be prepared in countless ways. Sardines are incredibly affordable and sustainable. They're also very convenient because they come in cans and can be eaten straight from the can or added to salads and crackers. Mackerel has a rich flavor and an excellent omega-3 profile. Anchovies are small but mighty, packed with omega-3s and perfect for adding to pasta dishes or salads. If you're not currently eating fish regularly, start slowly. Try baking a piece of salmon with lemon and herbs. Experiment with canned sardines on whole grain crackers with a slice of tomato. The key is to aim for 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week, with each serving being about 3.5 ounces. The third superfood group that can dramatically impact your brain health is leafy green vegetables. Spinach, kale, arugula, collard greens, and Swiss chard are nutritional powerhouses that deserve a place on your plate every single day. Leafy greens contain an impressive array of brain-protecting nutrients. They're rich in vitamin K, which is essential for brain cell communication. They provide folate, which is crucial for DNA repair and the production of neurotransmitters. They contain lutein, a compound that protects against brain aging. They're also rich in nitrates, which improve blood flow to the brain, and beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body converts to vitamin A. The research on leafy greens is truly stunning. The Rush Memory and Aging Project followed nearly 1,000 older adults for an average of 4.5 years. The participants who ate just 1 serving of leafy greens daily had cognitive abilities equivalent to someone 11 years younger than those who rarely ate leafy greens. This isn't a small difference. We're talking about 11 years of cognitive protection from something as simple as eating a salad or adding spinach to your eggs. Another comprehensive study found that people who ate 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens daily had a 40% slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those who rarely ate these vegetables. The researchers concluded that leafy greens were one of the most powerful dietary interventions for maintaining cognitive function as we age. Now, I understand that some people find leafy greens challenging. Maybe you think they taste too bitter, or perhaps they go bad quickly in your refrigerator before you can use them. Let me share some practical solutions to these common problems. If you're not fond of the taste of leafy greens, start with baby spinach, which has a very mild flavor. You can add a handful to smoothies with fruit, and you won't even taste it. You can also try sautéing greens with garlic and olive oil, which mellows their flavor significantly. Another approach is to add them to soups and stews, where they blend in with the other flavors. To keep leafy greens fresh longer, wash them thoroughly and dry them completely when you bring them home from the store. Store them in the refrigerator with a paper towel to absorb excess moisture. You can also buy pre-washed organic greens when convenience is important to you. Here are some simple ways to incorporate more leafy greens into your daily routine. Add spinach to your scrambled eggs or omelets in the morning. Make a simple salad with mixed greens for lunch. Sauté collard greens or kale with onions as a side dish for dinner. The goal is to aim for 1 to 2 cups of raw greens or about half a cup of cooked greens daily. Our fourth superfood is truly remarkable, and it's one of nature's most interesting coincidences. Walnuts actually look like tiny brains, complete with what appears to be left and right hemispheres, and they happen to be one of the best foods you can eat for brain health. Walnuts are unique among nuts because they're the only nut that contains a significant amount of alpha-linolenic acid, which is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. While this isn't quite the same as the omega-3s found in fish, it's still valuable for brain health. Walnuts are also loaded with vitamin E, which protects brain cells from oxidative damage, folate, which supports neurotransmitter production, and magnesium, which is important for nerve function and memory. The research on walnuts and brain health is impressive. A large study conducted in Spain found that older adults who ate walnuts daily for 2 years had significant improvements in memory and cognitive function compared to those who didn't eat walnuts. Researchers at UCLA discovered that walnut consumption was associated with better performance on cognitive tests, regardless of the participant's age, gender, or ethnicity. Brain imaging studies have revealed that people who eat walnuts regularly show increased activity in brain regions responsible for memory and learning. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts appear to reduce inflammation in the brain and support the structure of brain cell membranes. The optimal amount of walnuts to eat for brain health appears to be about 7 to 14 walnut halves daily, which equals roughly 1 ounce. This might seem like a small amount, but walnuts are quite calorie-dense, so a little goes a long way. The timing of when you eat them doesn't seem to matter as much as eating them consistently. There are many delicious ways to incorporate walnuts into your diet. You can eat them raw as a snack, which is the simplest and most nutritious approach. You can chop them and sprinkle them over salads for added crunch and brain-boosting power. You can make your own trail mix by combining walnuts with other brain-healthy foods like dark chocolate and dried blueberries. You can also make walnut butter by processing walnuts in a food processor until they form a smooth paste. Then spread this on apple slices or whole grain toast. Here's an important storage tip. Walnuts can go rancid if not stored properly because of their high oil content. Buy them in small quantities and store them in the refrigerator to maintain freshness. Look for organic walnuts when possible, and if you're buying them chopped, make sure they smell fresh and nutty, not bitter or off. Now we come to perhaps the most beloved superfood on our list, dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that correctly. Dark chocolate, when chosen and consumed properly, can be a powerful ally in maintaining brain health. Dark chocolate that contains 70% cacao or higher is rich in compounds called flavonoids, particularly one called epicatechin. These flavonoids are remarkable because they can cross the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in brain regions that are involved in learning and memory formation. The brain benefits of dark chocolate are multifaceted. First, Flavonoids help blood vessels relax and dilate, which improves blood flow to the brain. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's blood supply, so anything that improves circulation to the brain is beneficial. Second, these compounds enhance neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to form new connections between neurons. Third, dark chocolate consumption increases the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which promotes the growth and survival of brain cells. Finally, dark chocolate stimulates the production of endorphins and serotonin, which can improve mood and reduce stress. The research on dark chocolate and cognitive function is quite compelling. The Harvard School of Public Health conducted a study with 2,000 seniors and found that those who consumed cocoa flavonoids showed improved memory and faster processing speed compared to those who didn't. Another study published in the prestigious journal Nature Neuroscience found that people who drank cocoa rich in flavonoids for 3 months scored better on memory tests and showed increased activity in the brain's memory center on MRI scans. Italian researchers have found that eating dark chocolate regularly is associated with better cognitive performance in tasks requiring attention and memory. The key seems to be the flavonoid content, which is why the percentage of cacao matters so much. When choosing dark chocolate for brain health, look for chocolate that contains at least 70% cacao. Higher percentages contain more flavonoids, but may be too bitter for some people's taste. Read the ingredient list and look for minimal ingredients: cocoa, cocoa butter, sugar, and perhaps vanilla. Avoid chocolate that has been Dutch processed, as this process removes many of the beneficial flavonoids. The optimal amount of dark chocolate for brain health appears to be about 1 ounce daily, which is roughly equivalent to 1 square of a typical dark chocolate bar. It's better to have a small piece of high-quality dark chocolate than a large piece of milk chocolate, which contains much less cacao and more sugar. If you're accustomed to milk chocolate, you may need to gradually transition to darker varieties. Start with 60% cacao and work your way up to 70 or 80%. You can also pair dark chocolate with nuts, which enhances both the flavor and the brain benefits. Our sixth superfood is a vibrant golden spice that has been used medicinally for thousands of years: turmeric. This remarkable root contains a compound called curcumin, which gives turmeric its characteristic yellow color and provides incredible anti-inflammatory benefits for the brain. Chronic inflammation in the brain is increasingly recognized as a major factor in cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. As we age, our brains can develop what scientists call neuroinflammation, which is essentially low-grade chronic inflammation that can damage brain cells over time. Curcumin acts like a natural anti-inflammatory agent specifically in the brain. What makes curcumin particularly valuable is its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Many anti-inflammatory compounds cannot reach the brain because of this protective barrier, but curcumin can pass through and directly reduce inflammation in brain tissue. The research on turmeric and brain health is fascinating. Scientists at UCLA have found that curcumin may help clear amyloid plaques, which are protein tangles associated with Alzheimer's disease. Population studies in India, where turmeric consumption is very high, show some of the lowest rates of Alzheimer's disease in the world. A controlled study of 60 older adults found that those taking curcumin supplements for 18 months had significant improvements in memory and attention compared to those taking a placebo. Curcumin works through several mechanisms to protect the brain. It reduces inflammation by inhibiting inflammatory enzymes and compounds. It acts as a powerful antioxidant, neutralizing free radicals that can damage brain cells. It may promote the formation of new brain cells, a process called neurogenesis, and it appears to help clear toxic proteins that can accumulate in the aging brain. However, there's one important challenge with curcumin: it's poorly absorbed by the body when taken alone. Fortunately, there are simple ways to dramatically improve its absorption. Adding a small amount of black pepper increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, because black pepper contains a compound called piperine that enhances absorption. Combining turmeric with healthy fats like coconut oil or olive oil also improves absorption, because curcumin is fat-soluble. Finally, heating turmeric activates the curcumin, making it more bioavailable. There are many delicious ways to incorporate turmeric into your daily routine. You can make golden milk by warming a cup of milk with a teaspoon of turmeric, a tiny pinch of black pepper, and a touch of honey. You can add turmeric to rice, soups, and curry dishes. You can sprinkle it on scrambled eggs or roasted vegetables. You can even add a small amount to fruit smoothies where you won't taste it but will still get the benefits. The optimal amount of turmeric for brain health appears to be about 1 to 3 teaspoons of turmeric powder daily, always combined with black pepper and consumed with fat for best absorption. If you choose to take curcumin supplements, look for ones that contain piperine or are formulated for enhanced absorption. Our seventh and final superfood is the creamy, delicious avocado. This unique fruit is like premium fuel for your brain, providing a perfect combination of healthy fats and essential nutrients that support cognitive function. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, which are the same type of healthy fats found in olive oil. These fats are crucial for brain health because they support healthy blood flow to the brain. Remember, your brain uses about 20% of your body's blood supply, so anything that improves circulation to the brain is beneficial for cognitive function. Avocados are also an excellent source of folate, which is essential for cognitive function and memory formation. They contain vitamin K, which is important for brain cell communication. They provide more potassium than bananas, and potassium supports the electrical activity that allows brain cells to communicate with each other. Additionally, avocados contain omega-3 fatty acids in the form of alpha-linolenic acid, which provides anti-inflammatory benefits for the brain. Research has shown that eating 1 avocado daily for 6 months improved cognitive function in older adults. The combination of healthy fats and folate in avocados appears to be particularly beneficial for maintaining cognitive abilities as we age. The potassium in avocados supports the electrical activity in neurons, which is essential for memory formation and recall. The monounsaturated fats in avocados also help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other foods. This means that when you eat avocado with other brain-healthy foods like leafy greens, you'll actually absorb more of the beneficial compounds from those foods. Incorporating avocados into your diet is relatively simple because they're so versatile. You can make classic avocado toast on whole grain bread. You can add sliced avocado to salads and sandwiches. You can make simple guacamole by mashing avocado with lime juice, salt, and perhaps some garlic. You can even add avocado to smoothies, where it provides creaminess without adding much flavor. When selecting avocados, look for ones that yield slightly to gentle pressure but aren't mushy. If you need to ripen avocados quickly, place them in a paper bag with a banana. The ethylene gas from the banana will speed up the ripening process. Once ripe, you can store avocados in the refrigerator to slow down further ripening. Here's a budget-friendly tip. Buy avocados at different stages of ripeness so you'll have a continuous supply. You can also find frozen avocado chunks in many grocery stores, which are perfect for adding to smoothies and are often more economical than fresh avocados. Now that we've explored all 7 brain-boosting superfoods, you might be wondering how to actually incorporate them into your daily life without feeling overwhelmed. The key is to start gradually and focus on consistency rather than perfection. You don't need to eat all 7 superfoods every single day. Instead, aim to include several of them in your diet throughout the week. Here's a practical approach that can help you get started. Begin by choosing 2 or 3 of these superfoods that you already enjoy or think you'd be willing to try. For example, you might start with blueberries, salmon, and spinach. Focus on incorporating these 3 foods into your meals and snacks for a week or 2 until it becomes routine. Then gradually add 1 or 2 more superfoods. Remember that brain health is not just about what you eat, although diet plays a crucial role. It's also about staying physically active, getting quality sleep, maintaining social connections, challenging your mind with new learning, and managing stress. It's never too late to start taking better care of your brain. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, your brain has a remarkable capacity to benefit from good nutrition. Be patient with yourself as you develop new habits. Celebrate small victories along the way. And remember that every brain-healthy choice you make is a gift to your future self. Thank you for joining me today to learn about these incredible, brain-boosting superfoods. Here's to your continued health, sharp thinking, and many more years of cognitive vitality.